Good morning, students. Welcome to the class of Mathematics. So today, what we will study? We will study the vectors. Okay, what are scalars? What are vectors? And no, students, what are vectors? The vectors are the physical quantity which are having magnitude and direction. We will take the question which I have just shown into the screen, and we will try to solve this. And also we should have the concept of scalars. What are scalars? Scalars are the physical quantity which are having only the magnitude, right? They could not, they should not, they are not having any direction. So scalars and vectors are very clear. Okay. So let us solve this question. Here we have three vectors given. We have to find the resultant of these 5, 3, and 2. I just marked it into different colors so that we'll be able to solve it very clearly. Okay. So first of all, students, we want to understand we need to understand the component. 5 is vector of 5 magnitude. Okay, is making angle of theta. Okay. Then the x component of all vectors be what? Equal to this 5 will lead to 5 cos theta, 5 cos theta is the component along the x-axis, right? It will be 5 cos theta, and 3 is already in the same direction, right? And if let us take theta equal to 30 degree over here, right? And 3 is already in the x direction, plus what is the component of 2 into the x direction, right? What is the component of 2? It's 0. The direction of is in the y-axis, so the component of 2 is 0. So we'll write it as 0. This is x component, okay? And what is the y component? Y component of all three vectors are, one is 5 sine theta, okay? 5 sine theta is the direction we is here like this, okay? Try to make it very clear. 5 sine theta will be in this direction. Be 5 sine theta, right? Try to mark it like this. 5 sine. Uh, the vertical vector of a vertical component of the vector 3 is 0, and the horizontal component of vector 2 is 0, right? So this is for the 2, okay, and for 3, right? So we have just marked it by different colors. So y component of all the three vectors are, just write it down, students. Yeah, y component is 5 5 sine theta, 5 sine theta, plus the component of 3 in the y direction is 0. I had marked it in the 0, see over here, right? And the component of 2 into the y direction is already 2 because its x component is 0. So now the what will be the value? Let us put it. 5 cos theta plus 0 equal to 5 cos 30 plus 3 equal to 5 into cos 30. Do you know, students, the value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2. 5 root by 2 plus 3. And similarly, the value of 5 sine 30. 5 sine 30 will be equal to 5 into sine 30 plus 2 equal to 5 into 1 by 2, because the value of sine 30 is 1 by 2. 5 plus 1 by 2 plus 2. So whatever will this will be the value, we will accordingly will get the magnitude. How will find the magnitude? Here we have two components with us. Okay, here we have the two components with us. What's that? the two components which we have derived, that is the x component here, the x component, and the y component. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll take the x component here, x component, and here we will take the y component of the resultant vector, right, students? Don't get confused between all these. Okay, this is our component which is just represented over here. Let me mark it very clearly so that you will not get confused on any of these. This x component, and this y component over here, this x and this y of the resultant, resultant, right? So this x component 5 root 3 by 2 plus 3 will be here. 5 root by plus 3, the x component, and similarly this y, 5 plus 1 by 2 plus 2. Okay, just we'll put it over here. Y where y. The y component of the resultant vector is 5 by 2 plus 3. Right, students? Now, what will be the resultant direction? Resultant direction of this force? To understand? Yeah, definitely. When this x and y are having one is along the x, one is y is along the y, then definitely it will come something here in between. Okay. And what will be the angle of that? What will be the angle of that? Yeah, it will make an angle of, let us say, theta. Not theta, mark it as beta. Okay. Let it mark it as beta. Okay. Now, beta is the resultant direction of the resultant force captured into the question, right? And the magnitude, okay, let us mark it. The magnitude is this one, and the direction, right? So, what will be the resultant? Let us calculate so that we'll be able to conclude it early. Okay. Thus, resultant vector is having a magnitude at beta angle from x-axis. And what is the value of this? Root under x square plus y square. That is equal to, what are the value of x? Yeah, we have component just calculated the vector component, the x component. What is that? That is 5 by plus 3. Okay, we are not going into the calculations, students, so that you can do it. It's very easy for you. Okay, square plus y square. Y square is what? Y is 5 by 2 plus 2. That is 5 by plus 2. Then accordingly, will whatever it be, you get the answer of the this is the magnitude. Okay, this is the magnitude equal to resultant vector magnitude. This value will be derived as the resultant vector magnitude, right? So let us this we will get it over here, right? Fine. So now we will find the other part, that is the angle. Here it's mentioned the direction is beta. Okay, how will calculate? So the resultant vector direction is beta, right? Beta, and beta, just calculate from the above figure. You can write it na, tan beta is here tan beta equal to y by x, that is y component by x component. So beta equal to tan inverse of this value which we are getting by y component and x component. Okay, what is that? Y component is 5 by 2 plus 2, right? And this will be divided by the x component of that vector, that is 5 root 3 by 2, yes, plus 3. So accordingly, this value what we will get over here, this will give the value of resultant vector direction, that is beta equal to, you get the answer. So I will not go into the calculations, students. You can get it through the trigonometric table. You can identify the value. Fine, students. So let us do one more question based upon this on the vectors. We have taken one more example. Find the resultant of the three vectors OA and OB and OC, where OA, OB, and OC are just marked into three different colors, red, yellow, and blue. And we need to identify the resultant. Okay. So how do we identify the resultant? Definitely, if OA is going into the X direction, OC is going into the Y direction. Okay. Then students, the part of resultant will be somewhere in the common to Y, common in the B. So this will give the direction of resultant vector. This will give the direction of resultant vector. So this, first of all, we understand the resultant vector direction. The resultant vector direction will be towards OB, right? Why towards OB? Because it's lying in between OA and OC, right? So similarly, we will find out the components. Okay. So how will find the component? Yes, this is a 90-degree and OB is, we are assuming it on a 45-degree. Okay. Let us assume it's 45-degree. If it's 45, then as a right angle triangle, angle BOC will also be 45-degree, right? So resultant vector will be OC cos 45. OC cos 45, right, students? OC cos 45 will be in this direction. Take it the line so that we'll be able to understand. Here in this line, we are getting what we will get. Hmm. Let me write it. Sorry. It's OC cos theta. OC cos theta. OC cos theta, one component which we are getting into this direction, and another, what is the component of OA towards OB? It's OA cos theta, right? That is resultant vector is, first I will write with one by one. Resultant vector is towards OB, resultant vector towards OB, and the value of what is the magnitude of those vectors is OA cos theta plus OB plus OC cos theta. I'm writing it again. OA cos theta plus OB plus OC cos theta, which will be equal to, if OA, OB, OC, OA, OB, OC is equal to R. The radius, its magnitude is R. Let us assume it's given into the question also, radius of the circle. So it will be R cos theta plus R cos theta. that is equal to R is equal to same value R into cos 45 degree plus R cos 45 degree, right? This will be equal to R by R into 1 by root 2 plus R into 1 by root 2. So this will give to R1 plus 1 by root 2. So this is the value which is the magnitude of the magnitude of resultant vector. Fine, students. So I think you are getting the concept of resultant vectors and how we are able to drive it. Okay. So just subscribe to my channel, and I will again ask you to just keep on learning. Definitely you will succeed someday, and keep on learning and put your efforts. You will definitely will get the result. Okay. Thank you so for watching my channel Mathics, and subscribe to my channel. For any queries you can put up into the comment box. I will try to answer it as soon as possible.